So are we doing a test, or can I sit down first, or?
Kita boleh duduk ke atau you nak?
Because it's another 14 minutes tip on. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Are we doing a lip sync or no? No need. How do you sync the sound? No? Well, good. We can sit down first, he says. Sorry, bro.
Basketball League game live from MABA Stadium, but this time it's between the Wesports Malaysia Dragons, the home team, and the team from Taiwan, the Formosa Dreamers. You're with me, Ben Ibrahim, Andre Reza, and our courtside reporter, Ruth Ho. But Dre, the Dragons, another close loss. They're on a losing streak. Confidence is a little bit in the middle of the road at the moment.
Yeah, it is. I know Coach Chris Thomas is going to really want this win against the Dreamers to kind of boost his confidence. I think the Dragons have the ability to get this one here. They're trying to push a little bit harder. As you see, the ball just flying by us there.
That's why they call it live action. But Dre, the Dreamers have brought in a new player, Ronnie Aguilar, 7'1", and the Dragons struggle against a very big Samuel De Guerra of the Mono Vampire Basketball Club 2 nights ago.
Yeah, they did struggle. Samuel De Guerra had 21 points in about 25 minutes. He was an offensive machine down low. Size is going to be a problem. I'm curious whether Ronnie can have that same impact as Samuel did.
Well, let's find out a bit more about Ronnie Aguilar and both teams as we now cross over to our courtside reporter, Ruth Ho. Over to you, Ruth. So we apologize for that technical difficulty right there, but the game about to start in just a matter of minutes. Now, Dre, we've broken the numbers down very, very quick, well, very, very thoroughly, shall I say, and production from the Dragons on Friday night against Mono Vampire coming from Marcus Marshall, Joshua Munson, and AJ West, but the locals, not much production right there. Your views?
Yeah, really not a lot of production from the locals, especially from the bench itself. Only 5 bench points for the Dragons in the previous game. The bench really needs to step up if they want to win this game here.
Well, Ting Chun Hong, he had a very, very good game in the last few games towards the end of the 2017 tournament. What do you think about him?
Yeah, Ting has had a great campaign. He's shown the ability to really step up. He's shown a lot of improvement in this campaign. I look forward to greater things from Ting.
So let's now cross over to Ruth Ho, who does have those interviews, but we're just going to cross over to Ruth right now. Ruth, are you there? So we're looking at the league standings at the moment. We do apologize for some technical difficulties with our interview at the moment. But as you can see, Dre, from the standings, there are no more undefeated teams in the ABL. Congratulations to the Saigon Heat, who defeated Cheongshan last night, 96-93. They have really, really improved, not just this season, but over the years, Dre.
Yeah, they have. Saigon Heat, of course, a premier part, a core of the ABL. Saigon has shown remarkable improvement this season, and it's going to be great to see whether they can carry that over.
So the Saigon Heat, do you think they can make the playoffs?
I think they can, definitely.
Okay, so what are we going to do now? We're just going to go over to our courtside reporter, Ruth Ho, for the interviews.
Thanks, Ben and Dre. Shogi, it was a tough loss on Friday, and the team didn't have enough recovery time. What's your plan to overcome this today?
The players are ready. They had yesterday off. Yesterday was a travel day. I'm sure now they're back home, and our crowd will help us sustain through the entire game for us.
So the Formosa Dreamers signed an impressive player today, an import, Ronnie Aguilar. What's your thoughts on him, and how do you plan to counter the 7-footer today?
I'm sure Ronnie is a professional. What we have to do is we have to keep him out of the paint. We have to run on the offensive end, try to tire him out.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. All the best for today. Right now, I'm with the team owner of the Formosa Dreamers.
Hi.
Welcome to Malaysia. Nice to meet you too.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. So it's your first time going against the Wesports Malaysia Dragons. What's your plan for today?
What's the plan? We try to stop the number 1 player. Marshall is crazy. He's the all-around, he can do a score. We try to stop him. And AJ is a good rebounder. But we need to play like a team.
So you guys replaced Roger Okosa with Ronnie Aguilar in the 11th hour. Can you tell us more about that?
We have a new guy, just the first game. He promised me he will get a double-double. We see. Because we really need a big guy who can dominate inside and especially help our local player. Because our local player is still young, average almost 23, 24. But we need to learn. We're humble, we learn, we try to play like a team. Never give up like Taiwanese.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's back to you, Ben and Dre.
Thank you, Malaysia. See y'all.
Thank you very much, Ruth, for those 2 interviews with the team owner of the Formosa Dreamers and Shogi Gun, who is part of the management of the Wesports Malaysia Dragons currently. Shogi Gun, former assistant general manager over the years, and he's come a long way since starting as a marketing executive with the Dragons a few years back, assistant coach, assistant general manager, and he's always part of the Dragons team. So Coach Chris Thomas, a little bit busy with preparing the team. And to all our viewers out there, we do apologize for the interview technicalities earlier. And we're just going to look at the potential game changes for this game. Dre, Marcus Marshall, he came alive against Mono 2 nights ago with 38 points.
Yeah, he did. He's definitely shown his likes the Mono Vampire Stadium. That home court, maybe that basket looks just a little bit bigger to Marcus Marshall. 38 points. That previous one was 60. He is on a tear when he goes down to Mono Vampire Stadium.
Well, it was a very, very close game. The Dragons could have won that, but decision-making cost them towards the end. Coach Chris Thomas was livid with the team because of that decision-making to go for the three from the corner. But this man right here from the Formosa Dreamers, number 13, Cho Zihua, he had, well, his field goal percentage was 37%. And also, he's one of their better players. But look at this man, the man who signed with the Lakers in 2012, Ronnie Aguilar. Now, some say he's 7 foot, some say he's 7'1", but never mind. He's still a very, very big, tall man.
Yeah, standing right next to his other teammates, you can see he towers over them. Whether he's 7 foot or 7'1", he is the biggest man on this court.
So let's have a look at other players. The matchup today. These two former teammates. I mean, even though they get along off the court, but last season when Joshua Munson replaced Freddie Goldstein, he was a bit mad at Coach Tony Gavalato for trading him.
Yeah, he was, and you know that Munson always tries to put on a show for his buddy Lenny Dance to see the big man matchup. AJ West versus Ronnie Aguilar going to be key for the Dragons.
And Marcus Marshall, as we said, 38 points against the man, Yuhan Chen there. And Yuhan Chen is pretty decent for a local. I mean, really improving. I mean, really impressed with some of their shooters. They're a short team, the Formosa team, Dre, so don't expect a lot out of them in terms of boxing out, rebounding, playing D. But shooting-wise, they potentially could do what the Kaohsiung Truth did and shoot the lights out.
Yeah, they do have some shooters out there, and in terms of height, they aren't small. Don't forget, they're also quite young as well. As you can remember from that interview, the average age of their team is about 23 years old, according to their team owner. So it's going to be interesting to see whether they adjust well to a strong start from the Dragons. I think a strong start is key, Ben, if the Dragons want to win this game.
Well, that's right. And the Dragons, I mean, since we know a little bit more about them, we have more access to them in terms of getting some content from them. Coach Chris Thomas, right there, he's under a little bit of pressure, Dre. I mean, only one win so far this season. He didn't have the team in December because of the Agong Cup, and a lot of these guys played in the Agong Cup, especially the Negeri Sembilan guys like Kwek Ten Yuen, Ivan Yo, Teo Kok Hao, Wong Yi Hao. So they've just recently come together, and on the 3rd of January, they were very competitive against Alab, outscored Alab in 2 quarters, in the 2nd and 3rd quarter, but in the 4th quarter, they were very, very below par.
They were, and again, in Mono, they were down big, double digits. A strong 3rd quarter run, 22 to 5-1 is what brought them close into that game, going into the 4th. It's just, can they get, like we talked at the top of the show, Ben, can they get more local production? Only 17 points from the locals versus Mono Vampire. You know Chris Thomas wants to see more from them this game.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how Formosa approach this game, because on the 11th hour, they replaced Reggie Okosa with a big man, Ronnie Aguilar. And I was asking Paul Cow, the GM of that team, I said, why did you replace him in such short notice? Why couldn't you do it on Monday or Tuesday after this game? He said, look, we just need a different direction. We need another big man. And Ronnie was available. So, you know, I felt like he was being, frankly speaking, I felt he was being very politically correct, and that was a good PR answer, to be honest.
Yeah, it's always good to have that, especially in the GM, to be politically correct and to know to navigate reporters asking him tough questions. In this case, I think the Dreamers, they know with a big man like Ronnie Aguilar, they're going to want to get him involved early. Not a lot of time to integrate him into the system, not a lot of practice time as well. But a big man standing in the paint, that kind of size, will give the Dragons some trouble, who have struggled protecting the paint, giving up both 56 points in the paint versus Mono and 54 points in the paint versus Ala.
Well, I'm going to check the history books straight after this, because Reggie Okosa, he's played for 2 ABL teams, and it's not even the halfway point yet. I mean, he played 4 games for Alab, and then he played 2 games for Formosa, and then he was cut. You know, and we haven't come to February yet.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? He might get picked up by another team before the season is done. I don't think an import has made the round so much as Reggie Okosa has, but, you know, teams, when they say they go in different directions, oftentimes it has to do with whether the offense can work around them, whether they're willing to work in the structure that they have. And remember, the Dreamers are a young team, and Reggie Acosta may have thought, you know, I want something different.
Well, I'm really surprised that, speaking of cutting imports, I was really surprised that the Mono Vampire Basketball Club cut Reggie Johnson. I mean, and replaced him with Mike Singletary and also another import as well. And I mean, Reggie is good.
Yeah, when they cut Reggie Johnson, I think the direct replacement would have been Samuel Deguara, right? Samuel Deguara, perhaps the only person in this area who would have been bigger than Reggie Johnson. So they upgraded size department. Deguara also a very, very difficult man to stop in around the paint. For a big guy, he's got a real soft touch as well.
Well, back to the game, and we wish Reggie Johnson all the very best. Don't forget, he was season 2015-2016 ABL MVP, and he helped the Dragons win their first championship, their first and only championship. And the Dragons, as you can see right there, the starting five is looking like to be Joshua Munson, Ting Chun Hong, Kwek Ten Yuen, Marcus Marshall, and AJ West. For the Formosa Dreamers, as we see, slowly coming on the court right now. No surprise there, former Saigon Heat, Lenny Daniel. And then number 10, Chai Wei. Their new import, Ronnie Aguilar. And then number 5, Chen Yu Han. And number 13, Zhou Zihua. So it looks like they're going to try to shoot this straight, the Formosa Dreamers. They're going to try to go to Dreamland and consistently knock down those baskets from three-point land.
Yeah, the Dreamers trying to send the Dragons to Dreamland. Is that what you're trying to say? That's an interesting. I like that. I like that.
Well, they're Dreamland anyway. No pun intended.
With that, but Ronnie Aguilar and Lenny Daniels will be attack. You know they will looking to attack that paint, and whenever defense needs to collapse, you want to surround those interior players with good outside shooting.
So let's hope for a good, close, tight game. Both teams need a win. And both teams at the moment have only recorded a single victory. Formosa Dreamers are 1-6. The Wesports Malaysia Dragons are 1-4. 1 win, 4 losses. Formosa Dreamers 1 win, 6 losses. And don't forget, only the top 6 teams will make the APL playoffs this season in Season 8. Season 2017/2018. And it's always great to see the league is growing. 9 teams this year, Dre. A record, and let's hope the league grows from strength to strength.
Yeah, that's great. 9 teams, as you see this tip-off being won by the Dreamers.
Here's Zihua. Marcus Marshall guarding Zihua. Both teams looking to protect the ball. Aguilar gets his first touch. 1-on-1 with AJ West. The 2 big men posting up. Aguilar drives. And don't forget, the Dragons struggle with Samuel Deguara, who knows Malaysia very well. Don't forget, he's an MPL champion, the Malaysia Pro League, which started in October last year.
Yeah, that's right. Samuel Deguara, big man, stopped up front of the basket, will put pressure on any defense to keep him out. As you see, Aguilar here attacking once more. You know the Dreamers want to go through that. They're already attacking the paint as he makes that nice jump hook.
Well, Aguilar is on the scoreboard. Welcome to the APL, Ronnie Aguilar. AJ West has 24 points and 12 rebounds against Mono Vampire. West thought about the shot. Gotta watch the shot clock. Shot clock violation. Ronnie Aguilar trailing his teammates. That's good pressure defense.
Yeah, that was some great D there by the Dreamers. It looked like the Dragons didn't know what set they were running. AJ West was a little confused there, but he should have recognized the shot clock was winding down and put out that shot.
And this is a great crowd right here in MABA Stadium in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Both sides of the stadium almost full. This is what we like to see.
I think it's the first time this season that we've seen this many in the stands.
Well, there's a celebrity in the house. The owner of the Formosa Dreamers is a big, big celebrity. He's known as Blackie. Ruth Ho interviewed him earlier. Apparently, how many Facebook or Instagram followers does he have, Dre?
I believe it's 2.6 million.
Wow.
2.6 million followers on Instagram. That's
wow.
an impressive number by any estimation.
Well, He's sitting on the Dreamers bench. The tall man with the black tie speaks very well. And his wife apparently is a celebrity in Taiwan as well. So they're known as like this celebrity entrepreneur couple. So that's always good for, you know, basketball. I'm glad that he's, you know, spreading the visibility of the ABL.
Exactly. You want to get owners involved who are interested in increasing that visibility for the sake of the teams as well.
So there seems to be a bit of a confusion what's happening at the moment. Coach Shu, the coach of the Formosa Dreamers, he was disputing something. Coach Shu Hao Chung. So what's going on right here? Even, well, Lenny Daniel to inbound. Less than a minute gone. Daniel playing facilitator. Zihao. Dragons trying to apply a bit of pressure defense. Offensive foul.
Yeah, offensive foul there. Interesting call by the referee. I didn't quite see what happened. It might have been on that post-up. Trying to get some space.
Well, I remember 2 nights ago, the referees were calling a lot of offensive fouls because of illegal screens.
Yeah, and that's something that FIBA is looking to clamp down on, rather, in 2017, 2018. The usage of those illegals. A lot of extracurricular activities happen when an on-ball screen or an on-ball screen is set.
Dragons got it off the shot clock. Munson hits the iron. West with the rebound. And out of bounds, so it will be Dreamers ball. Dragons slowed the start, just like the last 2 games against Mono and Ala. They both scored in the first quarter in both games.
Yeah, the Dragons seem to be slow starter this season, trying to get acclimated to all the players and teams. Keep in mind that the athletic drive was up by Lenny Daniels.
Well, Lenny Daniels, that's his strength. He's a post player. He attacks the cup. I wouldn't hire him for his free throw skills. AJ West misses. Aguilar with the rebound. Very quick in transition, the Dreamers. Aguilar. Daniel slowly going on the ball. And Daniel draws the foul. 2 shots for the man they call LD.
That was too deep post position, and that should be the second foul on Quet.
He's got to be careful, Quet. He has a habit of fouling out in certain games.
Yeah, he was in foul trouble in the Mono Vampire game as well.
Lenny Daniel, he used to play for the Saigon Heat. He loves MABA Stadium. And MABA Stadium loves him because he tricked both those shots.
Now he airballed that second one. He is quick injury as Sabaz. Talking about his free throw shooting. Definitely not his stronger
Ting attacks. The Dragons are struggling to score at the moment. Zihua is a pretty good shooter. Dragons got to body up. Yuhan to Daniel. Daniel pulls up. Lenny Daniel in and out. Rebound by Ting. Here comes Marcus Marshall. Ivan Young open. Marshall.
Yeah, Dragons falling in love with this 3-point shot. Marcus Marshall and Munson took 18 and 16 3-pointers in the game versus Mono respectively. They've got to start attacking this cup, attack the big man.
Aguilar posting up. AJ West. Aguilar hands up. In and out. AJ West with the rebound. Dragons got to move. Dragons got to score. Who's going to get them some production? Munson. Ivan Young pulls up. AJ West. With the AJ West. He can't get the ball. Another try. Ooh, and an almost and one. AJ West will go to the charity strike. And don't forget, in the fourth quarter against Mono 2 nights ago, down the stretch, missed some critical shots from the line for him.
Yeah, AJ West was 3 of 11 from the charity stripe. You know he's going to want to improve in this game. You know he was also kicking himself. He had an opportunity to get that putback. Just could not make that drop. His first free come up hard to back iron.
But to be fair to him, he carried the Dragons in that game, Dre. 24 points and 12 rebounds, and he gets the first point for the Wesports Malaysia Dragons today on this wonderful Sunday, the 14th of January. Formosa 4, the Dragons 1. Munson tries to steal the ball. Don't forget, Munson, he is a defensive presence as well. 61 steals last season, right?
Yeah, Munson is I believe was the leading steals getter in that particular season. He is a threat playing those passing lanes.
Aguilar. That's the call there by the referee. Chris Thomas has got to be careful how he talks back to the referees today.
I'm as credulous as he was. I'm not sure what the call was there. I didn't get to see the referee's signal.
Yeah,
was that on AJ West?
Aguilar wants to attack the cup. Good defense by the Dragons. Here comes Tig. Munson asking for it. Munson crossover. Munson. Offensive foul. Didn't expect that.
Yeah, Munson had the off-arm on that crossover, but I think the Taiwan player sold it quite a bit. I don't think he pushed him that hard, but that's a good call. That's a good call.
Well, that's a good call. Credit to because John's arms are going everywhere. So, well done, the referee. Zihua. Daniel, great pass. Taiwei, swing, 1-3. Hits the iron. Ivan Yo with the rebound. Marshall. He's been quiet. Marshall. Good ball handler. Crossover. Needs to pass. Manza. Taiwei almost. Well, he did knock the ball out of Munzon's hand, but he couldn't hold on to it, so he will be dragging the ball. But well done, Taiwei.
Yeah, you see the ball movement for the Dragons just not there right now.
Patrick Kabaha.
Miscommunication there.
Ivan Yo putting his hand up and saying, I'm accountable for that one. Don't forget, it's it's Joshua Munzon's birthday tomorrow.
It is.
So he was telling me, I hope I get a nice birthday present on the eve of my birthday.
A win would be a nice birthday present, definitely.
Still a very young man. Zihua, he's quick. Daniel pulls up, hits the iron. Chen with the rebound. Chen Yuhan. Zihua, attempt. AJ West with the rebound. They kind of too much the rebounding from this Dreamers team because they are very short.
They are, but that was the third open I understand, they are willing to get those shots up, but the team's going to get hot if you keep on giving them those open threes. And Munson barrels his way towards the rim and draws the foul.
Dragons hesitant to attack the cup, Dre. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it looks like the way as well. I'm not sure whether it's a function of the offense, particularly right now that no one's cutting the cut. You see Munson gets fouled with the actual shooting there. It looks like the Dreamers player, number 13, Charles, got the worst of that.
But the Formosa Dreamers will be happy with their start, and I'm really impressed with the way they press play.
Yeah, they're put some pressure on the Dragons offense.
And the question is, Ronnie Aguilar, he's just joined this team. He's had a great start, but how fit is he, Dre?
Fitness aside, I'm not sure what his run has been before this, but he has already impacted the game early on. The Dragons are forced to triple team him in the post right now. AJ West needs to meet him earlier. This is the play where AJ West was just unable to get that put back to drop, but AJ West has got to meet the post player earlier before he establishes his position down low.
Well, still no shots in terms of from the floor, Dre. Field goal. Dragons are 0 of 7 at the moment. And that's very disappointing. If you're a Dragons player or Dragons coaching staff, Dragons fan. But Patrick Kabaha, Dre, I think Coach Chris Thomas is demanding more from him. The old Patrick Kabahag of season 2012, when he'd come on and, you know, hit some shots from downtown.
Sure, and the thing that I think Patrick Kuala may say is that he only had 5 minutes in the previous game to show that the old school Patrick Kabahag style. Let's just see whether he'll get more minutes here. Maybe get a run, maybe catch on fire.
Joshua Munson bricks his first shot. This is not the Munson that we used to, but he is still Mr. Dependable. And so far, Dragons struggling with offense strength.
Yeah, that might be a function of the quick turnaround. They're still a little bit tired from that mono game. And Aguilar, nice game. Foul, he looks like that shooting.
Well, Ronnie Aguilar was driving to the cup, so he will get 2 shots from the charity stripe. So let's see what the big man can do. And Ronnie Aguilar came up to me before the game. We had a chat just about his history and his bio. Nice guy. He said to me, do you mind shouting out my Instagram account? I said, I don't mind. So if any of you want to follow Ronnie Aguilar, it's at INRAA23. And he's not bad in the charity stripe too. 1 out of 1 so far. And don't forget, he played in the NBA D-League. He used to play for the Texas Legends. A team that Bobby Ray Parks Jr. used to play for as well. 2 out of 2. His mother is from Honduras. Marshall, 6-1. The Dreamers have a 6-1 lead right now. AJ West. West tries to attack. Good defense by Ronnie Aguilar. Marshall, quarterback for 3. This is good defense here by the Dreamers. Very stop-and-start game today, Dre.
Yeah, and there's a lot of technical difficulties as well. It looks like, again, the officials going to the bench trying to rule that it was a shot clock violation. Dragons will lose possession. I would assume that it's because the ball did not touch the rim on that AJ West attempt.
Ziwa calling the shots at the moment. Oh, good pressure by Marshall, but Aguilar gets the ball. Steal by the Dragons. Can they run right here? The crowd asking for some excitement, asking for some entertainment. West posting up, and it's good. That's the Dragons' first basket of the game, Gray.
Yeah, that was a good move by AJ West. He's using the basket to shield himself from the bigger defender. And Lenny Daniels answers right back with an and 1.
Lenny Daniels with the hoop and the harm. Lenny Daniels seems to be a veteran of ABL basketball. I mean, it's been speculation over the years that he would retire and focus on coaching, but here he is right here. And he converted that 3-point play. So Dreamers back up to a 6-point lead. Wong Yee-Hao now on the board for the Dragons. Coach Chris Thomas looking for a shooter, but Marcus Marshall gets the shot. That's his first basket of the game. Dragons gonna play 2-way basketball. Marshall hit a 3 earlier. Yee-Hao drop, fake to AJ West. AJ West, good defense, back tap by Aguilar. Marshall. Ivan Yeo with the rebound. Yee-Hao, he's got time. AJ West with the reverse and scores.
AJ West, the motor which is keeping the Dragons going right now.
Some of the Dragons look very, very not so confident when taking the shot. Dragons on a good run here. Yee-Hao to AJ West. Yee-Hao. Kabahag for the 3. It's a tight game. Another steal. Yee-Hao lost his footing, and it will be Dreamers ball.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Yee-Hao. Great defense has to get the hand on the ball. just couldn't corral that one.
So the Dragons in the last minute, Ray, they've stepped it up. You know, they've put a bit more pressure on the Dreamers defensively, and it's leading to baskets.
Yeah, forcing those turnovers, and you see AJ West, again, like I said earlier, that order, he's attacking the offensive glass, keeping the ball alive, giving second possession to the Dragons.
See, that's Young, the young point guard, to Lenny Daniels for the turnaround two. Shot is no good. Dragons a little bit slow in transition. Kabahag cutting in. Kabahag with a floater, and he sinks it. Patrick Kabahag.
Nice shot by Patrick Kabahag. He knew what he was doing there. He didn't get off the ground to affect the big man's timing, because the big man wanted to see time that shot for that block. Great make there by Kabahag.
So the Dragons take the lead for the very first time in this game. Young drives, great move by Yang Tianyu. The young point guard, only 5'7", courageous. Marshall kicks out. Ivan Yo thought about the three. A little bit of hesitation with the Dragons. Kabahag posting up. Kabahag for the turnaround two. Daniel, here he comes. For the shot, and the basket is good by Chen Chi-Kwan. Three-pointer, Dreamers regain the lead.
Yeah, that was wide open. Dragons transition defense. Falling asleep there. Can't give them those wide open corner threes.
Dragons need some consistency. They still look a bit shaky. Formosa, nothing to fear. They are dreaming at the moment. Munson, shot is good. Joshua, the Monsoon Munson.
Joshua Munson takes that big distance, takes even longer long-range three-pointers. You see both Patrick Kabahag, it's not on your screens right now, but Patrick Kabahag and one of Dreamers players were tangled up at midcourt.
Munson's first basket of the game. And is this a timeout? The Dreamers are making some changes at the moment. I thought they were more productive and more efficient with Cho Zi-Wan point guard, right?
Yeah, you know, they're going to make some changes. Maybe he needs a break right now.
Well, the Dreamers are fresh between the two teams. Almost lost the ball, but they got it. Oh, they lost the ball. Munson! Marshall, thought about the three. Kabahag from the corner! Ivan Yo with the rebound. Patrick Kabahag looking like a frustrated figure.
Yeah, you know, he wanted that three to drop. He was in rhythm, just a little short. He always likes the left corner. He always likes the corner right in front of the commentator's booth.
Well, timeout called by Coach Chris Thomas of the Wesports Malaysia Dragons. Just over 20 seconds to go left in this quarter. It is 13-13 at the moment. The last few minutes, Dre, the Dragons have come alive. And in my opinion, it's just because of tightening up on defense.
Yeah, it was. Forcing those turnovers resulted in some easy points. 13-13, I think at the 5-minute mark, it might have been 1-4. Right? It was a real low-scoring game up until that point. So this quarter looks to be closing on a high. Let's see if the Dragons can take a positive out of this and continue that into the second quarter.
Well, AJ West, Joshua Munson, Patrick Kabahag getting the production, but this is a great move by Young. So impressed. A young man, 24 years of age, 5'7", not afraid to take on the bigger Quick.
Yeah, he's greatly outsized at maybe a foot, and then he knew that he had that foot speed to take him to the cup.
Sorry, my mistake. Check that. It was Wang Yihao, not Kwek Ten Yuen. So well done to Young for scoring over Wang Yihao. So the Dragons trying to stay united. It's been a rough start to the season for them. Don't forget they're one of the franchise teams of the Asean Basketball League. They've tasted success 2 seasons ago when they won the championship under coach Ariel Van Gordia. They want to go back to Dreamland and win another championship, but the competition is stronger and a whole lot more, Dre.
Yeah, it is, and it's great to see from a league perspective. It is great to see this kind of parity. And the team is Munson.
For the long three. they're debating, is it shot clock violation?
No, it's not. He released the ball way before the clock went off, so it should be at least 6 seconds maybe on the clock.
I think they're having problems with the clock, aren't they? It's not so much about the play.
No, it's definitely the clock. It should be more seconds than 5 seconds. It should be more than that. But Coach Chris Thomas not going to get one, and Arthur takes a long one there.
So that is the end of the first quarter, and it is even Steven right here at MABA Stadium. Coach Chris Thomas, he is talking to the referees at the moment, angry and questioning certain calls, but this referee, as you can see there, is not backing down, justifying his call. Good referee.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to take control of the game right now, making sure the coaches don't get too far ahead of themselves with the complaints.
Well, let's have a look at the highlights right here. Great positive start by Ronnie Aguilar.
Yeah, Ronnie Aguilar has read the scouting report on the Dragons, giving up 50 points each in the previous 2 games. He knows you want to attack the paint versus the Dragons. You see Lenny Daniels with this interestingly athletic, rather.
Well, it's very interesting, Dre, because don't forget, this Formosa Dreamers team, they don't play with any ASEAN imports. They've got 2 world imports, Lenny Daniel and Ronnie Aguilar, and the others are pure local talent.
And that's an interesting move. That's one way to develop your locals, get them to play bigger minutes without the ASEAN imports sticking out the slots.
So that's right, and the Dragons tried that last season when they only played with 1 ASEAN import, and that was Joshua Munson and Freddie Goldstein respectively, because they wanted to give more minutes to the locals. And you know what, it worked, because Ivan Yeo improved as a player, Kwek Chen Yuen improved as a player, even Wong Yi Hao, I mean, he really came out and sort of was telling Coach Chris Thomas, I'm a good 6-man, but I don't want to be a 6-man anymore. You know, he wants to start. So he's giving Coach Chris Thomas and the coaching staff positive selection headache.
Yeah, and it's good to have the locals who want to step up. You know, they want to play those big minutes. They don't just want to be on the roster, but they want to have an impact on the game. Tink is a prime example of that. He's dynamic, he can hit the 3, and he is fearless getting to the cup.
So the second quarter about to come very shortly in almost this full house right here at MABA Stadium. And 13-13. It's not in the electric start that we wanted, but Ronnie Aguilar so far with 4 points, and Yang Tian Yok with 2 points, and then number 1 Cheng Chi Kwan with 2 points as well. For the Dragons, it is Joshua Munson with 3 points with that 3-point shot, Marcus Marshall with 3 points, and AJ West with 5 points right now. So all the imports getting the production, with Patrick Kabahag getting a deuce as well.
Yeah, and they're going to want to make sure as well from both sides of these teams that they got to take better care of the ball. I think Dreamers with 5 turnovers and the Dragons with 6. It's going to be a very sloppy game if that continues towards second and third quarters. You know both coaches want to tighten up that ball control.
So the ball about to be inbounded right here by the Dragons. The second quarter before halftime. Which team can hit better rhythm, offensive rhythm in this game? Both teams desperately need a win today. Munson, good job to Lee for staying with Munson. Very athletic Munson. Munson lost the ball, but it is still Dragons ball. It came off a Dreamers player.
Yeah, Munson trying to take on the whole team by himself. A nice in and out dribble you see here. I thought we were going to see that. Oh, we will see that replay. You see this in and out dribble forcing the Dreamers to foul him.
Ivan Yeo. Munson got hit. Yi Hao. Yi Hao drives. AJ West tries to go for the tip-in, but the Dragons regain the ball. Yi Hao. To Ivan Yeo. Ivan with the floater, and he sinks it. Ivan Yeo.
Nice move there. Good find by Yi Hao. Let's find the cutting Ivan Yeo for that runner.
Yeah. Munson's got to be careful. He's having words with Leaping Hung.
Yeah, he took exception to that little move earlier on where he hit the deck. I think it's getting a little bit chippy between these two.
But Joshua Munson doesn't back down without a fight.
As you see here, that's an obvious foul. I think, you know, both players just trying to get in each other's grills, trying to get in each other's heads. All fair play.
Nothing personal right here. It's all basketball because both teams trying to get the W. Both teams under pressure again. Cheng to Aguilar for the two. Ronnie Aguilar beats the shot clock, beats the buzzer. That was a great move there by Ronnie Aguilar.
Yeah, and that's a shot I think the Dragons are going to live with. Ronnie Aguilar taking a fadeaway 20-footer.
AJ West fell way short there. Here comes Young for the Dreamers. Young, almost a turnover, but Aguilar is there to pick up the shot. Aguilar with a two.
Yeah, he was feeling it after hitting that fadeaway 20-footer. He wanted a early heat check.
Well, speaking about heat, don't forget the Dragons played the Saigon Heat on Wednesday night. Not a lot of time to turn it around, and the Saigon Heat are very, very confident at the moment, defeating arguably the best team in the competition. And here, both teams are having words right now.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Marcus Marshall getting into the grill of some of the players who are sitting on the bench. Coach of the Dreamers team is just going to make sure that his players aren't standing up, aren't trying to challenge the players on the court. I mean, there's clear rules about that. So both ways, just both players got to be under control.
So it is a holding foul, and that foul will go against the Dreamers, the Dragons to inbound. And Ting Chun Hong has been a bright spot for the Dragons this season. He's on the court right now. Ting, Marshall, moving it around. In and out. Ivan Yo there with the floater, and he gets another floater, shall I say, Gary.
Yeah, great offensive board by Ivan Yo and the putback. 4 points for Ivan.
Lenny Daniel tries to set the screen. Daniel spins, tries to go for the runner, but Quick taking his time to Munson. Munson like a locomotive. That's why we call him the Monsoon. Quick to Marshall. Marshall pulls up for the three. Hits the iron. Quick with the rebound. To kick out to Munson. Marshall with the floater. The floater is up. It's happening right here, like Dreamland at MABA Stadium, Jerry.
Yeah, the floater, great tool against a much larger defender, and they're wary of Aguilar controlling that paint. As Marcus Marshall has a word with Coach Chris Thomas on the court right now.
Ivan, we're very, very happy to report that Ivan Yo already has 8 rebounds. Six of those rebounds are offensive rebounds. So always great to highlight a local, regardless of which country, playing very, very well at the moment, Trey.
Yeah, that's right. Ivan Yo really stepping up, knowing that AJ West has his hands full, keeping the big man, Ronnie Aguilar, off the glass. Ivan Yo stepping up, 8 rebounds already. It's not even halfway through this second quarter.
Well, let's have a look at the highlights right there, Dre.
Yeah, this is that first score by Ivan. The first points by a local, that score there. Nice play, Yihao finding Ivan cutting counterclockwise towards the hoop.
And Ronnie Aguilar right here. What a shot. The one-handed jumper.
As that Marcus Marshall runner, he cups it a little bit, puts just a little bit of hesitation on it to make Aguilar misjudge his timing on that jump.
Which Chris Thomas happy with the improvement thus far?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he is definitely happy with how they've progressed in this second quarter. Definitely started off better than in the first.
Well, Lenny Daniel to inbound right now to Chen. Now Chen, he's a good shooter here. Chen Yuhan, number 5, baseman.
Yeah, it reminds me of, remember Rip Hamilton?
Oh, Rip from the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, he used to run around that baseman. That's going to be interesting when he's going to try to emulate a little bit, rip it along.
Marshall couldn't finish. He's trying to force the chin. But the Dreamers have the ball back. Daniel drives and one. Lenny Daniel, Mr. Dependable when driving to the cup and finishing.
Yeah, Lenny Daniels got strength, body control, and athleticism, tools which are key to wing players who like to attack the cup. You see here, he takes the contact routine, hangs in the air, and finishes. We'll go to line for one more.
Lenny Daniel. Unlucky bounce. Lenny. His numbers in the free throw problems to the window. Ivan Yo. Marshall. For the jumper. And Marcus Marshall. Swishes the two-pointer. It's getting chippy out there, Trey. It's not just like entertaining scoring and tight pressure D. It's a lot of, like you always say, extracurricular activities.
Yeah, and both teams really want this win, and they're giving it their all together. A lot of contact. Oh, Queck is not happy with that call. Looked like Daniel was the one that kind of followed through a little bit, but Queck had his hands down low, so that's going to be his third foul. He's telling Coach Chris Thomas, leave me in, don't take me out, I'm good.
So Queck, don't forget, Dragons-wise, there's only a few bigs that the Dragons have in terms of locals. Queck Ten Yuen, John Ung, Wong Yi Hao.
I wouldn't call Yi Hao a big. He's a wing player with some size, but
well, the big guy.
Anyone's a big guy on this basketball court standing to either with me or you.
More you than me. Daniel drives. Oh, Daniel trying to get it back. And one. Lenny Daniel. And looking at the crowd saying what?
Lenny Daniel with that strength and finishing around the rim.
Don't forget, Lenny Daniel was considered in the NBA draft in 2011. He went undrafted. And Lenny Daniel, his father played for Duke University. Lenny Aguilar trying to go for the putback. That's going to be a hell ball. It is tight out there. Just over 6 minutes to go before halftime. Now we knew, Dre, before this game, it was going to be close.
Yeah, neither team willing to give an inch in this quest to break this losing streak for both of these teams.
Now the two big men for the Wesports Malaysia Dragons, according to our statistician, Queck Ten Yuen already on 3 fouls, AJ West already on 3 fouls as well. So that is not good, especially AJ on 3 fouls, right?
Yeah, that's when we'll get to see veteran John Ung on the floor.
Marshall spots up on a 3. Sinks the 3-pointer from downtown. Marcus was the man from Minnesota.
He had all day to cue that one up.
Travel home. The ball gets Ronnie Aguilar. The Dragons are jumping up and down. The Dragons are jumping up and down, trying to block the big Aguilar.
Yeah, and that's why he shuffled his feet. Pump fake. That third pump fake got him to shuffle his pivot foot.
Munson to Marshall, swing. Ivan Yo for the 3 this time. Hits the iron. Lenny Daniel with the rebound. Passes to Zihua to the corner. Cross-court pass, spots up on a 3 of his own. Good shot there by Chen Yuhan to make this game a 2-point ball game in favor of the Dragons. Munson tries to respond with a 3 of his own. Looks like both teams are electing to shoot from 3-point line play.
Yeah, it's kind of pace. Munson to that corner, tried to attack the cup a bit.
Aguilar for the tip-in. Ronnie Aguilar brings this game back on even terms.
Yeah, he's got some serious size advantage right now down low. Ivan Yo is the one that's guarding him. He's got at least 8 inches on Ivan.
And great to see, like I said earlier, that John Earl on the court. Step back three by Marcus Marshall. Shot did not go down. Shot is no good. And lost the ball right there. Munson, look how quick he is. Munson! Munson! Is that a goaltend?
Yeah, it's a goaltend. Good call by Rusty Munson. The basket.
Did you see that speed by Joshua Munson?
Yeah, he's always running downhill on that basket. I wish he did a little bit more in fact. Keep on being aggressive there. Attack that cup.
Well, Coach Chris Thomas relying on him because AJ West on the bench. Aguilar in and out. Munson with the rebound. Here he comes. Here he goes coast to coast. He tries. Puts it out. No, can't finish. Long pass to Lenny Daniel. Marcus Marshall. Daniel throws it down. Lenny Daniel with the slam dunk special.
Yeah, you know that's what Lenny Daniel lives for. Fast break opportunity will be amplified by single-handed tomahawk.
Ivan Yo. Ting. Jump home. Just like he did in the Asia Cup in the Kenyan Mall in Cyberjaya, the House of Champions. This is these two teams trading baskets at the moment, but who can get a stop? Aguilar. Like I said, 1-point ball game in favor of the Dragons. Over 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this quarter. Great cut by Munson. 2 shots for the Monsoon.
Yeah, that was a great cut, but even better pass to find Munson just streaking towards the cup.
Joshua Munson, only a very young man. I'm sure a lot of PBA scouts are looking at him. If any PBA scouts are watching this game, hello. We love having Joshua Munson in ASEAN. He's a great talent, nice guy, and a very ambitious guy as well. He's not just thinking about basketball, he's still studying his finance degree. And he makes that shot right there, and he rejoined the Wesports Malaysia Dragons on the 3rd of January against Alap, Tanduay Alap Pilipinas in the Philippines when the Dragons lost to the Alap team. That was a very close game until the 4th quarter. Too many turnovers. The Dragons had 15 turnovers in that game, right?
Yeah, the turnover problem have plagued the Dragons as well as the inability to protect the paint. That's just what they've figured that out.
So Coach Chris, sorry to interrupt, but Coach Chris Thomas giving an audition, an SOS audition to his locals, to the AJ West. John Ung, the veteran, one of the leaders of the 2014 Dragons team, which came 2nd in the APL that year. Marshall, 10 left on the shot clock, screen by Ung. Marshall to Ung, John Ung for the 3, hits the iron. And Lenny Daniel just smiling at the 3 ladies, young ladies in the front, happy that he didn't crash into them. So John Ung looking a little bit rusty, but you know what, Dre, his presence for the locals, especially on this team, is you can't buy that. It's so great to have.
No, he's the vet. You know, you can hear even the imports calling him vet. Come on, vet. Trying to show, as you see Lenny Daniel cutting towards the lane, down the lane. That was that tip that almost went down for Aguilar, but Lenny Daniels got that one to go, the and one put back.
Well, let's recap the stats at the moment. Marcus Marshall with 10 points, Joshua Munson with 6, Tin Chun Hong with 3 points, and Ivan Yo with 4 points. Lenny Daniel at the moment with 11 points, Aguilar with 10, and number 10, Chai Wei. Chai Wei hasn't scored at the moment. And Cheng Chi Kwan, shall I say, number 1 with 2 points. So an impressive start, shall I say, from a neutral's point of view, Dre. 30-28.
Yeah, it started off a little bit slow. It's definitely kicked up the pace in this second quarter. I know we will wonder whether they'd get far into the game. So what the score would be with the first quarter at 1-4 with 5 minutes into that first quarter. Now it's 30-28, 2.5 remaining. Definitely a more entertaining game now.
It is an entertaining game and very smart how the Dreamers use Aguilar. They don't use him all the time, sort of pace him out a bit. This is his first game. And don't forget, the Dreamers take on Hong Kong next week, the defending champion, so that's going to be a very tough assignment. Swings it. Daniel. Aguilar. Aguilar turns around for the jumper. Tap by Marco. Here comes Ting. Munson. Gotta be careful. Don't lose the ball. They lost it. Baseball pass. Munson with the steal. That's what he does best. Joshua Munson saying slow it down. Let's think about it. Protect the ball. Oh. Hand off to Munson. Munson for the three. Was he fouled on the three-point line?
Looks like he was fouled in the act of shooting that three-pointer.
I asked the question, Dre, because sometimes, a lot of the time, it's subject to interpretation.
Yeah, it is, especially the placement of that, whether that foot was over the line or not. Referees ruled that he was behind the line when he took that shot attempt. So he'll shoot 3 free throws.
He makes one.
He made one.
Joshua Munson. Right up in Cal State University. 32 points against Royal Vampire 2 nights ago. And on the 3rd of January, he scored 21 points, and his field goal percentage that night was 43%. Makes 2 out of 3.
That's okay. 42% for his guard. That's good, all right.
So he's a great addition to have. And he replaced Will Cervantes of the Dragons. In and out. Munson with the guy. Munson doing everything at the moment. He's aggressive. He's strong. He wants the win because he was interviewed by the ABL on the ABL website recently. He said, don't count the Dragons out just yet. And Marcus Marshall was trying to sell a foul on the three-point line on the perimeter there, Dre.
Yeah, he gave the referee a look, an incredulous look after that one. I didn't quite see the contact there. It looked like it's a clean script, but it's not the NBA. Hand down, hands in that shot pocket, try to draw that foul. Doesn't quite work so much in the ABL. The ball.
Ting. Ivan Yo tries to contest for the rebound, but Lenny Daniel out rebounding him. Zihua passes to Aguilar. Aguilar spins. Aguilar pushing foul, so the big man will get 2 shots to try to cut the Dragons' lead down to 2. He's had a pretty good game so far, Ronnie Aguilar.
Yeah, you see this move. He's quite nimble, Aguilar is, for a man his size. Nice spin move there, gets pushed to the back, go to the line.
Ronnie Aguilar, the first 3 years of his college career was at Colorado State, and then he transferred to Cal State University because his father was ill, a political science student. And he's a very interesting man. He's also represented El Salvador, the country of El Salvador, in international basketball. His mother is from Honduras, his father is from El Salvador. But the Dragons fans love that. Yeah, he bricked that one.
He's got a decent form for a guy his size. He switched earlier to free throw. That side, he's already got a double-double, I think, right? I've learned 10 points and 11 rebounds. He's been influential in this game.
John Nunn with the 3. Dragons can't be too ambitious, gotta make smart shots. Here comes Zihua, play that point guard again. I'm really impressed with Zihua today. Barrett. Barrett! The man from Cambridge in the United Kingdom. He said to me before the game, I usually play 5 minutes, I'm hoping for more minutes. And with a shot like that, he's giving the coach, and the coach is starting to do something to think about.
Yeah, you gotta let the players honest with you. make a case for him. That was a big three-point shot, forcing a timeout by the Wesports Malaysia Dragons.
Well, it was really interesting when I was doing the homework on the Dreamers. I thought Charles Barrett was an Asean import, but he's a local.
You can see it, he's nice. He is a local. His parents are one of his parents from England. I see he's from Cambridge, right?
Well, his father, Barrett, obviously from Cambridge and Royal Holloway in the United Kingdom. Lady Daniel, what a move right there. We know how much he loves that great baseball pass right there.
I remember he had some pretty spectacular dunks in this MABA stadium. It's always a joy to watch him on the break.
So I think this is my opinion again, Drake. I mean, what do you think? I think Coach Chris Thomas will ride this quarter out and see if the Dragons can hit the lead or maintain the lead and then bring on AJ West in the third quarter. And he's got one more foul. If he gets the fourth foul, they'll just reserve him for the fourth quarter and see what happens. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, with 3 fouls, he needs to at least wait to the third quarter to bring him back on. So you're right here. With 36 seconds left in this quarter. They're going to ride with what they have. Hopefully get a shot right here.
Right over the high screen. Good steal there by Yuhan. Oh, rejection by Munson! What a block! Not in the MABA house. Joshua Munson says.
Joshua Munson earning it back after that steal. He goes up and sends. See here. He thinks he's got a layup. Munson comes out of nowhere and sends that into the stand.
That was clean.
That looked clean, and he had really stood over the Taiwanese player.
That's a great move. That's definitely in the highlight reel of this game. That's what we love about Munson. Plays two-way basketball. Just to inbound now. Zihua will inbound the ball. Shows Zihua, who used to play in China and the NBL. Zihua has it from Aguilar. Zihua. Not long left. Munson. He's going to attack the cup. Munson misses the dunk. Not long left. Can the Dreamers get the last shot, get the last basket? That won't count. Will the referee say 2 shots? It is high energy, octane basketball at the moment. The Wesports Malaysia Dragons lead by 1 point over the Formosa Dreamers. The Dreamers making their debut in the ASEAN Basketball League this season. Season 8, hashtag making history, as the ABL Instagram account says. Dre, from a neutral's point of view, very interesting the first half.
It has been. It started out slow, as you see. Nice pass for that attempt by Lane Daniel, but it started out slow. But Dragons and the Dreamers caught fire, especially in that second quarter.
And Munson right there. Marcus Marshall open look, spots up, and nails the three-pointer. And it looks like the Dragons are electing to shoot a lot today, Dre. Because, I mean, mainly because AJ West and Fuego and foul trouble.
Yeah, in that second half, that second quarter, they had to rely on some more perimeter-oriented offense. Another thing is, of course, you have a big man like Aguilar controlling the paint. Teams are more reluctant to attack. But they've had a good mix. I think it's some good out there today. I mean, some good performances. That was a huge block by Munson. Some good performances from Isaac. Some good performances from Tim as well.
And that would have just lifted the crowd if that dunk went in, Dre. But Joshua Munson, he's done that before last season. He missed a few dunks. And at the moment, it is the Wesports Malaysia Dragons who lead 32 to 31 over the Formosa Dreamers. Formosa Dreamers. Don't forget, Dre, both teams need a win desperately because both teams thus far this season have only recorded one single win.
Yeah, they've got both teams are really fighting tooth and nail for this victory. They're not giving an inch. They're really chippy down here, especially near the end of that second quarter between Munson and one of the point guards from the Dreamers.
Yes, I think that point guard was I think it was Cho Zihua, number 13.
Might have been Zihua.
Yeah, because they've alternated between the 2 point guards in the first half between Cho Zihua and Yang Tianyo. And both, I mean, in my opinion, Yang Tianyo, I'm really impressed with him. I really like him as a point guard. You know, small guy, but good shooter, and not afraid to take on the bigger guys.
Yeah, you got to make up for that lack of height with some more heart. And he shows that he will not back down from anyone.
Well, the game about to resume for the second half. And let's see what happens because the Dragons are on the ropes a little bit in terms of personnel-wise because as we mentioned earlier, that AJ West, their starting player, has got 3 fouls at the moment. If you get 5 fouls, basketball is up there. If you get 5 fouls, you'll be out of the game. But then again, also with 3 fouls, he's on the court. So the Dragons started with, in this half, Marcus Marshall, Tim Tim Hong, Dr. Munson, AJ West, and Weston Wen. For the Dreamers, they believe that they can get their second victory here today. They are not intimidated. Led by Lenny Daniel, the veteran of the APL, a young veteran. Enjoying the team of the Ronnie Aguilar. And then Chen Yuhan, number 5, Tai Wei, number 10, and number 13, Josie Hua.
I like this lineup for the Dragons. Good blend of size and aggressive.
A big steal there by Marcus Marshall. AJ West from the down and hands up the rim to bring the MABA crowd to their feet.
Great move there. Great dump by AJ West. You know that's going to get them pumped up.
AJ West trying to guard. Look at the double team on Aguilar, cross-court pass, kicks out, swing, open for the 3, Zihua, in and out. But Chai Wei gets the rebound. Sloppy rebounding there by the Dragons.
Yeah, good ball movement by the Dreamers.
Munson almost had the steal, but couldn't hold on to it. Joshua Munson always playing basketball like an energizing bunny.
Yeah, you know he loves passing lanes. He's always a threat as the referee is trying to clear up this contact before the ball is inbounded. Just reminding AJ West and as well.
Daniel for the three. Lenny Daniel in and out. Munson with the rebound. His former teammate from the Saigon Heat. He's got West attacks. Gets the rebound and one. AJ West contact. Alan Jeffrey West Jr. What a player. He's been carried the team 2 nights ago, making some mid-range jumpers and jumpers all over the court, Dre.
Yeah, I mean, that previous game he showed he had range from downtown. This game, he's been in the paint, down in the trenches, working for this offensive board.
Missed the shot. Marshall thought about the three. And what did the referee call right there? Sometimes our refs are a bit slow in terms of communicating the call, so it will still be Dragons ball. And Zihua going back to the bench, and in comes my favorite player for the Dreamers, Young Zen.
I thought your favorite player for the Dreamers was Lenny Daniel.
Well, local.
Fair enough.
Local.
I know you're a huge Lenny Daniel fan.
I am a huge Lenny Daniel fan. You should be too. Quick. Munson. Joshua Munson. He's got rocket shoes. Got a jumper. AJ West trying to get the tip. One time cut to get the steal. Munson thought about the three. Marshall asking for it. Posting up. Marshall. Screen by West. West for the jumper. Hits the iron. Daniel. Well done to Munson who immediately started that. So the Dragons trying to play that pressure defense straight. It's their turn.
Yeah, you can see Lenny Daniel had a clear lane. Munson's hand just snaked in there to interrupt. As you see here, Munson just gets a small piece of that ball, forcing Daniel to give it up. Ting couldn't control, and it was a held ball. Referees quick to get into that before any more contact occurred.
5-point lead for the Dragons. Still a lot of basketball left to be played. Munson, look at him go. Very entertaining to watch. I'm biased. I like plays with speed. Ting, Marshall. Marshall for the tries to work glass. Dreamers quick in transition. Young misses that shooting shot. Marshall. Great ball handler, Marcus Marshall. Offensive foul.
Offensive foul.
Quick Thomas applauding sarcastically right there.
Referee is indicating with his foot that Marcus Marshall drew the foul with his foot. Is that what they're saying? Kick that Reggie Miller college move with the kick.
There's apparently a kick. Both teams a little bit cold shooting-wise, right? Munson's got to protect the ball. Munson kicks out. Marshall for the three. Hits the iron. AJ West tries to get the rebound by Aguilar. A bit bigger. A little bit stronger. Shy way. Young saying slow it down. Young trying to cut in. Daniel posting up. Daniel for the turnaround. Tipping, trying to the tipping by Aguilar, but he gets the rebound. Aguilar will go to the line for 2 shots.
AJ West, incredible. He said he had his hands up. Let's see a replay on that one. As AJ, if that is right, will be his 4th foul.
So it looks like, is it really? AJ West still uncertain, but Ronnie Aguilar, the man who replaced Reggie Okusa, he's got aspirations to start a non-profit organization for children of poverty once he finishes playing basketball, and also wants to work the stock market as well. Wants to play with investments in stock market. Yeah, I never thought about that.
A very different mix of roles there. One very noble, one
very monetary driven. Nothing wrong with making some money. 3-point ball game. looking to shoot. No AJ West on the court because he's in foul trouble. Daniel. A great move by Lenny Daniel.
Lenny, you could see he was in full control of, even though he looked like a bit of a wild drive there, able to get that one.
Also, step back for the juice. Dragons can't hit their shots at the moment. Struggles with production. Can Formosa go on a bit of a run? Quick play defense. Aguilar. Yo with the rebound. Munson. Ooh, Ivan Yo almost got that. He's frustrated. Shot. So long as that shot away. That was Yuhan. He couldn't finish.
Yeah, either team able to buy it. Munson nailed that three-point shot.
Joshua Munson from downtown. A great outside shot. So the Dragons fans are a bit more comfortable with this 4-point lead. Still very close though. Young passes to Daniel. Daniel spins, attacks the cup. 50-50 Coulter.
Yeah, I was at a point. Daniel is the one that barreled into him, but not sure that, as you see in this drive, Daniel barrels into him. There was some contact. It was very, very little. Ivan Yo's right hand drops onto his shoulder, but it could be reasoned that Daniel was a bit out of control. Again, referee made the call. And referees are always right.
They are always right. Don't forget, Lenny Daniel made the All-Big West first team in the NCAA in 2011. He went to college at Cal State Northridge. The Dragons fans trying to give him a bit of stick. He's just trying to get his composure right here to make the free throw shot, which is not his greatest strength, as we said many times, not just in this game. The Dragons are committed by the Dreamers. Lenny Daniel misses both shots. And these are sometimes shots that we won't be great. You know, I mean, AJ West, he had a chance to.
Munson just took his eyes off the ball for a second there. It's getting a little bit physical between number 5, Chen, and Munson. They're going at it, you know, in a non-dirty way. They're keeping it clean, but it's all about basketball. It's still physical though on the floor.
Patrick Kabaha now on the court. Can he light fire, catch fire, and shoot? Well, that's what the Dragons need at the moment. Aguilar. Double teaming Aguilar. Get the ball back. Daniel talks about the three. Daniel! Munson with the rebound. Aguilar trying to knock the ball out of Munson's hands early. Here comes Munson. Ivan Yo for the 2. In and out. It's a confidence thing, isn't it, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. He's capable of hitting that. Instead of just one dribble in and picks up Aguilar on defense.
Double team there, Young. Here comes Munson. He needs help. Every time Munson gets the ball, step back 3. So the Dreamers making a change at the moment, bringing on number 30, Woo Sung Wei, should I say. And Sung Wei, he's a good shooter as well. It's timeout called at the moment. So let's have a look at the highlights right here. Marshall. Great bounce back to AJ West for that throw down dunk. Always. We'd love to see that, Jerry.
Yeah, AJ showing that he can get up a little bit, hangs onto the rim for a little extra emphasis. And that's that play where you attack the glass, got this one to drop and the foul.
AJ West in foul trouble with 4 fouls, but with 9 points. He could have had more today, but Coach Chris Thomas trying to use him sparingly. So let's see how the Dragons can do without him in the last part, the second part of the third quarter. I mean, really, if you look at it in a positive way, it's a real test and a real more minutes for the locals like Kwek and Ivan Yo, John Ung. But at the end of the day, Drake, minutes are minutes, but production is what gets you points and, you know, that wins you games.
Yeah.
I mean, I know defense wins games, but you gotta score.
You know, every time that AJ West has been on the floor so far, he's impacted the game positively with his motor on the offensive glass, and he's a larger body, able to keep Aguilar out of the paint on the defensive end. The locals like Ivan and Kwek have got to step up and fill those shoes for the Dragons. And they've been doing a good job. Ivan, whenever Ivan's taken Ronnie Aguilar, you can see they're showing double team
Yeah. Daniel. Kick out, open. A great shot there. What did I say by Yushin Wei? He's a great shooter. 39 apiece. Dragons need to hit back. Marshall, they're relying on their shooters a bit at the moment. Well, a little bit inconsistent today. Kabahag, he needs to step up. Patrick Kabahag for the 2. Here comes Yuhan. Yuhan to Wu. Wu for another 3. That's an easy call right there, because there was a lot of contact on Kwek by Lenny Daniel. And Lenny Daniel said, okay, I'll stay calm.
That was a good call. Lenny Daniel had Kwek's right arm tangled up, kept him on the ground as he tried to attack the glass there. Good call by the referee.
Munson signaling to his teammates, get in the paint. Kwek with a high screen. Marshall posting up. Marshall with a turnaround jumper and makes the shot to give the Dragons back the lead. The deuce by Marcus Marshall.
Marshall going to the post guard, but he recognizes that size of this man. Posted up, able to get him drop.
Good defense by Ivan there on the Dragons. Patrick Kabahag, can he finish? And done! Patrick Kabahag, the Dragons on a 4-0 run. And even the owner of the Dreamers, Blackie, saying, what's going on, boys? Where's the intensity?
He is irate. I know you can't see it on camera. He was going to a timeout. He did not like the previous call. Forget the intensity. He was also complaining to the referees about something.
So the Dragons up by 4 points at the moment. Talking point in this quarter, AJ West in foul trouble. Let's have a look at the highlights right here. Chen Yuhan kicks out to Daniel. Great movement by Lenny Daniel. We know that's his strength.
Yeah, a little bit slower than when we first saw him maybe 4 seasons ago.
Oh, come on, Trey. I mean,
But
give a brother a chance.
The body control and the finishing ability. Hey, back then that would have been a slam, all right? We both know that. He would have tried to dunk that one. In this case, nice finish, nice touch around the basket. I'm giving the man his due. He can play basketball.
Well, Patrick Kabahag, he knows how to play basketball as well. And Patrick Kabahag, he'll be Patrick Kabahag, also a young aging veteran. Don't forget, he joined the Dragons in season 2012, where he was more of a 6-man. And back then, the ABL allowed 3 ASEAN imports. And then he played the following year in season 2013, when the Dragons made the playoffs. They were knocked out by the Indonesia Warriors, Mario Wusong's Indonesia Warriors. And he was injured then, and was played by Julius Armand, Filipino-American good guy as well. Daniel, Wu trying to cut in. Aguilar for the ball. Aguilar. Ivan Yo saying to the referee, what did I do wrong? What's the call now?
He's also saying and there's really nothing else I can do. He's not doing anything illegal, and a technical foul. Handed to Chris Thomas, technical foul.
I thought that was a little bit unfair because Coach Chris Thomas was asking why the call. That's all he asked. I saw it. But you know what? I mean, when you're a referee, when you've had enough, you've had enough.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to the referees, Chris Thomas is always in their ear. This time the referee just said that's enough. Just let you know, you can't keep on pressing all of the calls on the floor. You know, that's what the tool is for, right? That's what the technical foul tool is for the referees to keep coaches under control.
And you can't see it on screen now, but Coach Adrian, the assistant coach of the Dragons, trying to calm down Coach Chris Thomas, the head coach. Let's just stay focused. We don't want another technical. Play some pretty decent basketball right here for the Dreamers. Splits the D, Young. What did I tell you? That's why I like you a lot.
Yeah, Young. It gets that fast. Beat it quick on the baseline.
Well, he's fast. Really, really quick. This is so slow. The coach is falling. Marshall. Will Marshall sell that? He did. What a sales pitch.
Yeah, man, it's also a real good move that got Chen off his feet. Still a little bit of a Kobe. That's a Kobe move. If you've ever seen one mid-post, so high post, post up, fake that, turn around, get Chen to bite, and then jump into his body a little bit to initiate contact. I've seen that before.
Well, don't forget Marcus Marshall and AJ West went to the same university, the University of Nevada, the Wolfpacks. Your favorite, well, what do you call a Wolfpack, Gary?
Wolfpack? What I call Wolfpack?
I mean, you used to play for a team called the Wolfpack.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, used to coach a team called the Wolfpack.
Oh, you used to coach, okay. Was that in Stat Sports or what?
That was in Stat Sports League for 2 seasons.
Andrew Reza, coach, player, big basketball forehand, extraordinaire. Young, pulling the strings, facilitator. Ooh. Another shot from downtown by Wilson Way. And the Dreamers have the lead, 45-44. Missing that inside presence of AJ West. Good steal there by Wu. Off the ball, Manzin. Really trying to look for some options. Marshall, gotta be careful with that pass. Wu Sung Wei is having a great quarter, Dre.
Yeah, he is. He's had 2 good quarters. Kamah's got to do a great job chasing him off that 3-point line.
Dragons to inbound. Munson. That's a good defense by Chai Wei and the Dreamers at the moment. Ivan Yo, gotta watch the shot clock. Gotta watch the shot clock. Munson will fall short. Here comes the very quick Dreamers. Young. Fake and try and split the Dragons D again. Marshall.
With that low ball fake behind his back, gets the cup. Love to see that replay.
Quack for the 3. Yes! Quack can win. Answers for the Dragons. He can do that from time to time, and he stepped up.
Yeah, that's a back and forth basketball here. Both teams not doing it. Scoring basket after basket.
Aguilar for the jumper. Misses that. Marshall to Munson. Munson for the 3. Joshua Munson from downtown. The Dragons fans and the cheerleaders are going nuts in a good way. The MC, Jason Vandell, trying to roll this crowd, trying to get the Dragons to play defense.
He's going to stop right here. Close this quarter on a high.
That came off Lenny Daniel. 2.1 seconds to go. Dragons looking to heave it. changes. Really interesting that the Dreamers making 2 changes before the 2 seconds before the end of the 3rd quarter, sending on Lee Chai-Ching and number 32, the veteran Sai-Cheng Sien. Munson is going to go to heat it. Oh, ball short. So the Dragons with a 3-point lead. What a game we have. I must say, execution and finishing in the 3rd quarter was a massive challenge for both teams, Ray.
Yeah, it was early on. Could not get a basket to drop. I think we went through a dry spell, 3 minutes or so, where neither team could really get anything to go. But again, we closed out strong. Dragons now with a 3-point lead.
As we see that Coach Chris Thomas is asking some questions. Why did you do that call? Why did you do that call? He's looking for, of course he needs to look, well, from a neutral perspective, he wants to tell the players, look, don't worry too much about it. Play it to the referee's game. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he is a very expressive figure. When you see him talking to the referee, you know he's got something to say. He's always smiling though, Coach Chris Thomas. He's always got a big grin on his face.
Well, you gotta love that big smile. You can't miss that big smile from a country mile away. I remember I was watching some NBA videos and I saw Coach Chris Thomas in an NBA highlight reel when he used to work for the Golden State Warriors. And he worked under Coach Mark Jackson, and you could just tell it was Coach Chris Thomas with that big smile, you know. So I took a photo of it actually and sent it to him. He goes, "Yeah, those are the days." And don't forget, Coach Chris Thomas has also worked as a scout for Quinn Snyder of the Utah Jazz. So he's got an impressive CV for such a young man.
Yeah, he does. And Coach Quinn Snyder, one of those, I kind of feel like he's one of those old school coaches. He's always scowling on the bench, or he's got a really angry looking face. It's a big difference from how Coach Chris Thomas is.
But Dre, I mean, this is the first time we're seeing the Dreamers in action. What's your assessment of them today?
I really like some of the play from especially your favorite guy, number 7. He's got, what was his name again? Young, right? Number 7, Young Tae-Yo. He had some really, really good moves. You saw on the replay that old show and go where he had that behind the back passing to get that layup near the end of that 3rd quarter. You know the locals, it's good to see the locals really step up. Another one that I enjoy is Chen Yo-han, that averaging 18 points for the season. I wonder how many points he's got today. There's my stats guy. How many points is number 5 from Taiwan have today?
Wow, you're calling your stats guy. Man, you're such a diva.
Our stats guy, and you know,
do the homework yourself, you know?
Our stats guy. I wish I could, but I can't do more than one thing at a time. So I just do things at once, you know, things go wrong.
Jason Vandal, the MC for the Dragons, really trying to run this crowd in. Marcus Marshall, Ivan Yo, AJ West, Joshua Munson, Patrick Tabaha. There's Lee. We haven't seen much of Lee today. Great pass by Lee. Good move by Chen Yu-han to run glass. Make this a 1-point ball game. Great switch, great pass. Great teamwork by the Dreamers. Munson. Floated again, hits the iron, gets his own miss. AJ West tries to tip it in. AJ West, he's fouled. AJ West to the charity stripe. Some interesting facts to tell you about AJ West. He can play the piano, and he also likes to edit music videos. His father is a TV producer in America. So he loves the basketball side, but he also loves the culture and music side as well. And maybe he might go into the film and television behind the scenes once he finishes playing basketball, unlike the guy who replaced Curtis Washington, who's going to probably be in front of the camera once he finishes playing basketball.
Yeah, that's good music and basketball. Always went hand in hand.
Well, it's entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So let's hope for an entertaining quarter in this final quarter. And will this game go to overtime? Oh, what a shot again by Woo Wei. They're going to put a body on him. He's a good shooter, shooting with confidence, because against the Mono Vampire Basketball Club, he had 16 points. And that game was played on the 7th of January when Formosa lost to the Mono Vampire Club 84 to 104, but he was a bright spot for the Dreamers. Is this a timeout or is this a change? Nope, no timeout at all, just a change. Kabahak to inbound. West, the man in foul trouble. And again, unnecessary, very unnecessary.
Marcus Marshall called for an offensive foul. He Mark hit the deck there. It looked pretty innocuous just to see what happened there. We only caught the tail end of it. We didn't see what the play was.
Lee. Aguilar. To the corner. He's going to shoot again. Another three. Is he taking some inspiration from Wesley Shee from the Truth last season? He shut the lights out here, but not in MABA, in the Demi Moore inside the tire. His visit to Malaysia was a very inspirational one. Marshall. Yo with the rebound. Dragons rattled at the moment. Crossover. And gets the shot. Now a 1-point hold there. But they've got to watch out for Woodrow. Munson with the steal. Munson! And puts it in. Joshua Munson, just like that. Gives the Dragons back the lead. Missed the defense. Missed the pickpocket.
Right place at the right time, getting that hit, getting the Dragons off the top, especially after those key three-pointers from Wolves and Dreams.
Shouts out the big man.
With some back-and-forth basketball, man. Can't even catch our breath here.
AJ West to the screen. Pushing foul. Foul will go against the Dreamers. Patrick Kabahag, only with 4 points in this game. The Adamson graduate from the Philippines. Marshall, shot, step back three. Marshall, just like he did on Friday night. And he's giving it to the ear of Leaping Home. I made that shot this year. Woo. Patrick Kabahag's going to stay with it. Ivan Young trying to guard Aguilar. Aguilar with the rebound. Dragons got that. Munson, here he comes once again. Munson attacks. No, good pass. AJ West throws to the cup. He's fouled for 2 shots. He will go to the line by 2 shots.
Munson, nice play there on the break. Pulled up, looked like he was going to take that three. Instead, drives right to the cup, hands it off to AJ West. Fouls in the act of shooting.
Still anybody's game right here at MABA Stadium in Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur, the nation's capital. AJ West makes that one. Don't forget AJ West has played as an import in other countries as well, in Qatar, Lithuania, and Uruguay, the man from New York. 2 out of 2. Look, New York. So, all our viewers out there watching in Brooklyn. He's connected to AJ West. Hello from right here in Malaysia, the Asean Basketball League. That's for all our viewers around the world. Don't forget to watch this game on RTN. in Malaysia. You can watch the Malaysia live stream on the Malaysia YouTube channel. And it's been a great season 8 for the ASEAN Basketball League. Great, don't you say, this season?
Yeah, it has been. Lots of talent, lots of upsets. Great to see some parity in the league.
Aguilar, look at that. Almost like a triple team, but still can't stop him. He's big, he's strong, and he knows how to finish. Mr. Experience. Oh, that was a very, very careless pass. But he's lucky. Munson caught that. Munson. Marcus Marshall got the ball. Marcus Marshall. Marcus Marshall. He's caught fire today.
He has Marcus Marshall hitting them from downtown, hitting them from the high post.
He's a two-point shot. He's shooting well lately, but still. Can they stop Young? No. Yes, they do. Singh slowing it down. Marshall. Man, he's on fire. Crossover off the back. Marshall again. Two shots for Marcus Marshall. Once again, Marcus Marshall really woke up the whole league when he scored 60 points against Mono Vampire in that very, very amazing victory when the league started. We all thought that Mono Vampire was an impressive roster with Jason Brickman, Reggie Johnson, Patrick Sanders, Paul Zama. That would take that game easily, but that game went to overtime today. A very, very historic Dragons victory.
Yeah, it was great performance by Marcus Marshall. Like you said at the top of the show, he does really like that Mono Vampire Stadium, scoring 38 in the last game. He shows that he's got some sneaky, maybe not the fast he got, but he can score in a wide way.
Daniel. And Ting to Munson. Quick to Marshall. Marshall falls short. Misses that shot. West. And he'll go to the charge. So how many fouls does Eddie Daniel have, Cole?
Looks like this will be his fourth foul.
He's got to be careful.
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, let's just triple check that with our statistician, because I'm seeing on the scoreboard he's got 3 fouls at the moment. AJ West trying to miss the deja vu moment on when he missed some critical free throws against Mono. Once again. And now the Dreamers sending back in Chai Wei. A good athlete as well, Chai Wei. The Dragons got a body out on you. The Dreamers got to try to get through an open look. Another steal. Munson. What do we do right here? Another missed dunk. That's 2 missed dunks today. But AJ West has the ball. Spins and one. AJ West with the potential. He's on play. Hurry up. What? You couldn't skip that, Ray. You could not skip that.
You definitely could not. Munson missing that dunk. AJ West coming out of nowhere to corral that offensive ball here. Munson looks like he's going to be able to throw it down. Instead, misses it. AJ West chases that ball down. Drives hard towards the basket. One arm wrapped up, still able to get that shot. Drop. Circus shot.
And AJ West, like you said, very good circus shot and the monster celebration. But it is not over yet. Still plenty of time left. Greg, what, in your opinion, what's happening to the Dreamers? I mean, such positive basketball, especially at the end of the third quarter. Getting some open looks, getting some good shots, but all of a sudden, struggling to protect the ball.
That's right. They're unable to protect the ball thanks to Munson. Just ball hawking, playing those passing lanes, forcing turnovers. That's why the Dreamers have been unable to get anything going to the half court. Well, anything consistently going to the half court. That's where they're the strongest. Down low, Aguilar, Lenny Daniels cutting in, forcing that double team, finding Wu on the 3-point line. Those are the things that Dreamers have to get back to if they want to win this game.
Well, you said it, so they'll be relying on their shooters a lot. I mean, but take nothing away from this Dreamers team. They're the first debutants, shall I say, in the Asean Basketball League. Hope they're here to stay. You know, last season we had the Kaohsiung Truth, and they're the team, and the Dreamers are a team from Taiwan. And AJ West, if he makes this shot, will give the Dragons an 11-point lead. AJ West at the moment with 16 points, Joshua Munson with 16 points, and Marcus Marshall with 23 points. Andre, Nasi Lemak bedtime. Who's your player of the game?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I am torn between saying AJ West or even Marshall actually has a chance. So I'm going to go with AJ West because I like these guys. I like AJ West in my vote.
If Formosa win this game, Ronnie Aguilar gets the shot. 8-point game. Munson lost the ball. Tries to steal it from Daniel. What did I tell you, Grace?
With that body control and strength, he's done that. I think he's got like 4 M1s this game, if I'm not mistaken. Every time drawing the contact, able to finish, this time hanging and finishing with that right hand over Ting.
Dragons need to just keep chipping away there and not get complacent. And we have the mock boy on the floor, just trying to wipe the sweat off and nobody slips. I remember one game here in 2013, I was calling a game with a guy commentator from Indonesia, Paul Double, Pete Double, Paul Pelele. Pete, if you're watching, Pete Double, if you're watching this, hello, how are you? But it was the air-conditioned MABA, the old MABA broke down for it, and it was just players sweating all over the shop. And then Coach Todd Purvis, I remember, had to take off his jacket. And I remember just taking a cold shower after the game. 6-point lead for the Dragons, 12 minutes and 24 seconds left. And it's been a battle right here at MABA Stadium. Both teams desperate for the victory. And don't forget, this season there's 9 teams in the ABL and only the top 6 will make it through to the playoffs. And as the ABL said on their Twitter account, in this competition, Marshall for the floater, makes that, sinks that, stepping up, back.
Yeah, Marshall, you know what, I'm going to change my vote. Let's go with Marshall.
Okay, I'm staying with the Dreamers guy. Let's put the neutral here. Daniel hits the iron and goes in. The MABA. Playing at point guard. Screen by Aguilar. And there's a foul there committed by a Dragons player. Is that AJ West who committed the foul?
Well, I think the foul was on Ting, holding on to the arm of number 13, Cho Ji Wall.
I said AJ West because I thought the same thing, but I saw AJ West. He looked like he panicked. He said, that me?
You never know.
You never know. That's the thing. Aguilar. Good hook shot there by Ronnie Aguilar. 4-point game. Dragons can't think that this game is over. Red Rover. They've got to keep chipping away at it. Not just offensively, but defensively as well. Ting kicks out. Munson for the 3. The sharpshooter. Zihua who's saying cut in. Cut in. Sideways asking for the ball. looked unintentional, but the referee gives 2 shots. Oh, he kicks out. He kicks out.
Lenny Daniel push quick in the back. Nearly twisted his knee. See this replay again. See Quick's on the ground. This foul looks. He slipped. There's no foul there on Quick anyway. So he just slipped. Fell unintentionally. Quick trying to get up. That was the after that particular call. If you see that again, it looked like Lenny Daniel pushing Quick. He had taken some, I guess, some insult or affront to how Quick was getting up, maybe hurting his teammate.
And it will be, everybody thought it was it was a free throw, but it will be Woo Wei to inbound for Formosa. Zihua to Aguilar. Swing for the shot. In and out. Ivan Yo with the rebound. Ting. Dragons have a little bit of time. Marshall trying to get an open look so he can take a shot. Ting. Marshall. Ivan Yo. AJ West with the ball.
Good rebound by AJ West. Gives Dragons another opportunity to put this one away.
Marshall. Yes! Marcus Marshall from downtown sends the Dragons fans to their feet, screaming and cheering.
Looks like it was returned to the other way while everyone was celebrating. Still on the Dragons ball now.
I think this is a no-brainer. The Dragons win this one. Marcus Marshall will get play of the game, but it's not over yet. The Dreamers have a lot of fight in them. Turnover. Here comes the Dreamers. The shooter. What a shot. 3 points by Woo Wei. 4-point ball game. This is a barn burner of a finish right here at MABA Stadium.
Big shot by Woo. Faking out Marshall multiple times to get that shot to go.
Ivan Yo tried to set the screen.
Munson fouled on that drive.
Will he get 2 shots straight?
Well, the penalty line is up. It should be 2 shots for Munson.
Joshua Munson, 3 of 7 from the free throw line. So this is a critical moment. I think the coach of the Dreamers will call a timeout if Munson sinks this one, Dre. He's making it interesting, Joshua Munson. Defense is the word. Can the Dreamers get at least a bucket? Aguilar beats 4 Dragons players.
Ronnie Aguilar, too big, too strong, down low. His height, able to hit that. Hook right over 4 defenders.
Well, nobody wants overtime right here. It's a beautiful Sunday, cool Sunday afternoon right here in Malaysia. Munson putting that one away.
Yeah, this is that Ronnie Marshall show here. Marcus Marshall show, rather. Nice step back, jump shot. Marshall showing how it's done. That was a missed dunk there by Munson. And the putback by AJ West, who was thrilled with that finish.
Well, full credit to AJ West for staying in the game despite having 4 fouls so far.
Yeah, he had some key down the stretch. That three-pointer that you just saw on your screen just now was off an AJ West offensive rebound.
But what a weapon to have on your team, Dre, the Dreamers. Ronnie Aguilar, 7'1", 7 foot, you know. And I mean, that highlight, that moment right there, just early before the timeout. I mean, 4 Dragons guys were trying to stop him, and it was not through a lack of effort by the Dragons.
That's right, and you're going to also see that the Dreamers haven't had a chance to practice with Ronnie, haven't integrated him to the offense, and he's already had a huge impact.
Well, I hope Ronnie Aguilar will be, you know, part of the league for a long time. He's had a great debut. Ronnie Aguilar, number 6 with 20 points today. Nice guy as well, very friendly. Munson to inbound. Ivan Yo. Ting asking for the ball. Who can make the shot? Ivan Yo, AJ West. Oh, he's fouled. He was going for the dunk, and that is a clear-cut foul. 54 seconds to go. So to the West family members call Allen. His first name is Allen Jr. So a great game. Makes one. 4-point lead for the Dragons. This is a finish, Trey. I mean, it's been a great game to call, isn't it?
It has been. Started off slow, but it's come alive, especially this fourth quarter.
Well, it is a timeout to be expected, Trey, that a timeout is called by the coach of the Formosa Dreamers, the team from Taiwan, and they are led by their coach Shu Hao Cheng. Coach Shu, he communicates in Mandarin, and he's supported by the general manager and the team manager of the team, Paul Cao, who speaks English. And Paul Cao, I'd like to thank him on record for his help during the week that he's given us. I had a FaceTime chat with him a few times and exchanged several WhatsApps in terms of trying to get content about the players and the ownership of the team, because we, as commentators, we want to tell the story about a team. You know, a team is just not basketball players. I mean, these guys have families. These guys went through a basketball journey to play professional basketball for a living. Dre, you can relate to that.
Yeah, and these players do appreciate that, the effort taken to find out more about them, to find out about their families, to give shout outs to their families and talking about their Instagram accounts. They appreciate the effort, I'm sure, Ben.
They do. Well, you know, we're one. I mean, I put this on my Instagram today, you know, when I took a photo of the players. You know, one thing I love about the ABL is, like, yes, there's a rivalry on the court. As we saw in this game, a lot of the players look like they want to kill each other. But after that, they'll shake hands and say, tough game, bro, great win, tough loss, you know, and we move on. You know, it's nothing personal. Nobody, I mean, there's no politics here. Everybody just wants to win.
Yeah, basketball in this region is still growing. You know, the familiar faces all around. Once you're in the system long enough, you've seen all the players, you get to know them. You may be, like say, you said, enemies on the court, but off the court, you're just looking to get to know each other. Critical moment. Definitely not a play that Coach Shu wanted to see out of the timeout.
Again, we go back to what we were saying earlier. I mean, in the third quarter, the Dreamers let the Dragons have that lead, not because of anything, but they just couldn't, simply they struggled to protect the ball for 2 minutes. And then all of a sudden the Dragons had a lead. And Marcus Marshall, the last person you want to say to the charity stripe is Marcus Marshall.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm sure Coach Shu is had something queued up for their comeback play there. Instead, Marcus Marshall looks to put this one away with both of these free throws.
2 out of 2 for Marcus Marshall. The Dragons can smell victory, but it's not over yet. The Dreamers only 7 points down. And Ronnie Aguilar. Great start, but looks like Joshua Munson might get his early birthday wish. Daniel for the three. Back tap by West. West is trying to hold the ball. Elbows going everywhere. Look at that by West. West. Bounce pass of Ivan Joe. Couldn't hold on to the ball. He's 31.6 seconds left in this game. And looks like Coach Chris Thomas setting on Quick, another player who was in foul trouble today. Here comes Young. Aguilar. Aguilar. Great finish, smooth finish by Aguilar. But I think a little bit too late. Lenny Clinton just ran into AJ West like a rugby tackle.
Yeah, you want to send the big man to the line if you want to have a chance to get back into this game. 79-74. They need a couple of missed free throws here from AJ West.
So Dre, it looks like the Dragons will, well, I'm not saying anything yet. 5 points, you know. What do you think, Dre? Dragons got this?
Oh, so you don't want to say anything, but you want me to say something.
Of course, that's why you're the analyst, man. You are the bona fide man to critique things constructively and call it as it is.
I think the Dragons will have this in hand as long as AJ West can hit one of these free throws here.
Well, I think the Dreamers will look back at this and say moments when we didn't protect the ball. And so the Dragons with this consistency of running their offense, because they take on a very, very confident Saigon Heat team on Wednesday night right here at MABA Stadium in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Dre.
Yes, Saigon Heat. And we've really talked a lot about them at the start because they are a team on the rise. All those years rolling around like a well-oiled machine, getting to that point where you're not even sure whether they're even conscious of what they're doing right now. They're shooting great. They're playing some great defense.
David Viet Arnold, he's a celebrity down there, and then they've got Horace Wang, Stephen Wang. I mean, they don't have just good influence. They've got good locals as well. Yeah. Oh, good block there by Ting, who denied Cheng Chi Kwan in the deep corner. That's a moment to remember if you're a basketball player.
Yeah, that's good, solid defense there by Ting. You jump forward, just challenge the shot, down the rough.
Aguilar. Ting's got the ball, and he's throwing all over the place. .2 seconds left. The Dragons fans slapping and saluting. The players on the field right now. Ting Ting Hong, who will go to the charity club. He had a great Outlook Cup tournament in Christmas last year. He played for Negeri Sembilan. Negeri Sembilan easily defeated the Malacca team. We call that game Dre. And that was just Dragons against former Dragons. Guys like Gugur Neswaran Batu Malai, who was in that Malacca team, and also Chi Li Wei.
That's right. Dragons. That was a good game call. That was a good. Nice to see some familiar faces.
And Ma Chi Kuen had a great game from downtown. He was just shooting the lights out in the first half, but I thought the Star newspaper journalist summed it up quite well. A team of young Dragons versus a team of part-timers. That's Malacca. Young. Kicks out. Young. For the floater. AJ West with the rebound. 83-74. AJ West, one of the best players of this game, will go to the charity stripe. I think it's still sticking with Marcus Marshall there.
I'm going to say Marcus Marshall played a very influential role. Those step-back threes. He's the player of the game.
Definitely, and hopefully Ruth Ho, our courtside reporter, can interview him. This is on. Can you get the last point of the game? Wesports Malaysian Dragons will break their losing streak. And that is the ball game. The Wesports Malaysia Dragons defeat the Formosa Dreamers 84-74 right here at MABA Stadium. And the ball is looking heated at the moment. Some of the Dreamers players wanting to have a go at the referees. It's dramatic right here. What's going on? Oh, this is not the sportsmanship that we like to see of the ABL. And look at the highlights reel right here. As you can see on the screen at the moment, the Dreamers did not go down fight. Did not go down without a fight. They just fought hard. But the Dragons hit some big shots down the stretch, especially from Marcus Marshall. And they turned the ball over at some critical times. Joshua Munson right there. He missed 2 dunks, but he got that. And it was a game that could have gone either way. Marcus Marshall for that deep 3. Chris Thomas would be a very happy coach. But there's still a lot to think about in terms of the adjustments they need to make. And how they play the game of basketball, the brand that they want to play. So as you can see, as usual, the Dragons huddling up in a circle at center court, as they always do, whether they win or lose. Well done to the Dragons, defeating the Formosa Dreamers 84-74. It's been fantastic. Please stick with us right here on ABL live stream and RTN. We're going to have some upcoming interviews shortly with hopefully the player of the game, and our stats man Kelvin Lim, assistant producer called Marcus Marshall, and Andre Rizak called Marcus Marshall. So I don't think you can go wrong with that, right, Dre?
No, definitely Marcus Marshall. I think you owe him Nasi Lemak.
I owe you. I think, how many Nasi Lemas do I actually owe you from last season? I've only bought you 2.
Yeah, I mean, I've lost count already. It's just a good thing, too. I think it would be overwhelmingly on my end of things.
So Ruth Ho now lining up to interview the winning coach, but it's going to be Coach Adrian, the assistant coach of the Wesports Malaysia Dragons. So we're still getting everything in check. As you can see, it's a bit of a celebration right here at MABA Stadium. A lot of fans wanting to take photos with respective players, coaches, and even the cheerleaders, because this is the first time the Dragons have tasted victory in Malaysia this season, Dre.
Yeah, they want to take pictures with the Dragons team, but don't forget, we have a celebrity in the house with Blackie Chen from the Dreamers team. I'm sure they want to try to catch a photo with him as well.
That's right. So Ruth Ho will also interview Marcus Marshall, the player of the game, the man who scored around 30 points today. That's not official yet. We'll look at that. But we're now going to cross over to Ruth Ho, our courtside reporter, who's with the assistant coach of the Wesports Malaysia Dragons. Over to you, Ruth.
Thanks, Ben and Dre. Coach, congratulations to this win. It was a really tight game. What do you think was the key success of this win?
Actually, the players got really tired after the Bangkok trip yesterday, but they were able to gather up, pull things together, and then we got a win end of the day. Yeah.
In your opinion, how do you guys overcome the fatigue today?
My opinion, our guys really get back. We have a really great talk in the locker room during the half, and then coach really emphasized on we need this win, we must win, and then we got to end this losing streak, and they just turn up and everyone step up and play.
For your next game against the Saigon Heat, what will you be working on to win that game?
Of course, definitely defense first. They are a really talented team, and then we'll try to work more on defense, and at the same time we'll put more shots up. So I guess with coach new plan, I guess we can get a win.
Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations once again. Right now, I am with the player of the game, Marcus Marshall. Congratulations on today's win. What were you happy and not so happy about in the game?
Well, I mean, I was happy with the overall performance coming to this game. The main focus was just getting the win and playing hard on defense. That's what Coach been hanging his hat on the last few games, is getting back in transition, playing hard on defense, because the offense is going to come. So, I mean, I'm not really disappointed in anything. I'm just happy we came out with the win.
The team missed out on AJ West due to foul trouble. What are your thoughts on the locals picking up the game to defend Ronnie Aguilar?
Man, the locals played hard. All of them played hard. They brought all they had on the defensive end. They moved out the ball on offense. They make things easier for us to import. So, hats off to our locals, man. They played a hell of a game.
All right, thank you so much, Marshall. It's back to you, Ben and Trey.
Thank you very much, Ruth, and well done to Coach Chris Thomas, Assistant Coach Adrian Shogi Gunn, and the Wesports Malaysia Dragons, and Marcus Marshall for the player of the game. Dre, a very, very scrappy game at the start, but the Dragons were the better team down the stretch.
Yeah, they were behind the defense, especially forcing those turnovers. The Dreamers unable to control the ball, and that's why the Dragons were able to make that run in the third and fourth quarters.
Well, the Dragons looking towards the next game, as we can see there on our screen, breaking down the stats, but turnovers was a main issue for both teams. 15 turnovers for the Dragons, 16 turnovers for the Formosa Dreamers.
Yeah, turnovers definitely controlling the ball. But again, the timing of those turnovers, especially for the Dreamers, is why the Dragons were able to make that comeback.
Well, that is the end of today's game. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Don't forget to join us on Wednesday night when the Wesports Malaysia Dragons take on the very confident Saigon Heat, who defeated the team, the Kung Fu Boys from China, just last night, 96 points to 93. On behalf of Andre Reza, Ruth Ho, and myself, Ben Ibrahim, and everybody here at RTN, we'd like to thank you for being with us, and we'll catch you on Wednesday night when the Wesports Malaysia Dragons continue to play in the ASEAN Basketball League. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.